Guys, what is up? It has been way too long. I have missed my faithful 26 subscribers, and I'm hoping that you've missed me too. So, with things going on in the world, work, other things, I've just been too busy, and I want to make sure that I'm not just slamming videos out. I want things that actually I'm teaching you and make it easy, for you to make meals at home. That's why I'm doing this. I want you to realize that it's easy to make super delicious meals at home. So today, what we're going to be making is a just nicely light breaded chicken with pasta dish, and I'm hoping to show that right here using these simple ingredients. I've got some thinly sliced chicken breast here, 2 tomatoes, some butter. I decided to pick out some linguini and lemon juice, olive oil, a glass of wine. Looks like grape juice. I really don't understand the people that can have just like, I don't know, a little 4-ounce pour. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna just do it. Got some fresh parsley and then some flour back here. So I've been trying to go into the lighter side of things whenever it's super hot out. Nobody wants to eat that heavy. So tonight is going to be all about a nice, light, summery kind of tasting dish. So right now what I have started so far is just the pot of water going. That's going to be for our pasta. So I like to, when making pasta, take a little bit of olive oil. I'm trying to, oh wow, I cranked that on there last time. And just a little bit in there. Helps the noodles not stick when they're cooking. And then if you salt your water, it also just adds some flavor. You don't want to go too crazy. You want it to be a little less than like ocean water basically. So you want it to just have that little bit of salt taste to it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and cut our tomatoes, because those and the parsley is basically all that's gonna, oh, the garlic. I knew, see, I was forgetting something. I gotta have garlic. So it's gonna be like a lemon garlic butter sauce that's gonna go for our pasta. So let's get these tomatoes diced up and then get some parsley ready. Then we're gonna talk about our seasoned flour. So like I said, pot's going over here, and we have our other 2 pans, but honestly, it's a super simple dish that shouldn't take you that long. So let me get this going. Okay, like I said, I'm just gonna dice these guys up. That's gonna be the only vegetable. I was thinking about throwing some spinach in here, and you totally can, but I'm just trying to keep it on the lighter, easy side of pasta. So again, the parsley is going to give me, that little bit of green color and a little bit of flavor. Parsley doesn't have all that much flavor to it, but it looks good and it'll still add to it. So you can see, showed this on a video a while ago, but I always take the ends off, set them to the side. I'm just making about, I don't know, 1/4-inch slices, straight down the tomato. La, la, la. And I like to move that. The rounded edges always give you something to cut yourself with. And then we're just going to come back through. One of the biggest things when cutting a tomato, again, don't force your knife down through. As you can see, I have a little rocking motion in there. Just nice, little easy back and forth. And that helps you slice through without mashing it and having tomatoes sliding everywhere. So then I just turned it, bring it back, and there we go. A little bit of diced tomato. We'll make it this one, and then we'll go ahead and grab the parsley. When it comes to parsley, when you're working in a restaurant, you really don't want all those stems on there. So you do want to kind of pick through and get the nice stuff. When it comes to home cooking, I just like to give it a little shave. Just trim the outsides. Grab that. And then with this, again, there's always just little tricks that help. Instead of going all at this all willy-nilly and shoving your knife down through it and trying to get it chopped, if you actually kind of bunch it together, you can come back through and chop it. Now we will get to the chopping part here in a second, but this helps. So I like to turn it so that our knife cuts are for the most part going in a different direction. And then whenever it comes to the chopping part, a little pile makes it a little bit easier instead of trying to do the whole thing. So I don't need all the parsley for tonight's dish. So this other one I'm actually just gonna go ahead and take and put in a small container that I can freeze with some olive oil. So then the next time I wanna use it for a recipe, I can pull it out. It already has some olive oil in it. So whenever I wanna go ahead and throw it in the pan and saute with it or whatever, it's already got that little bit of oil, so you don't have to use as much. But the oil just helps it from being freezer burnt and turning brown and looking nasty. So that's really all the finer I feel that I need to go with that. So as I was reminded by my pot back here, who is angrily boiling, I mean, how rude. I'm in the middle of talking about moving on to the flour and it does something like that. I'm gonna go ahead and take my pasta and toss it in the pot so I can get it cooking in the background. Now, I don't want to use all of this. I'm not making that much for dinner. So I'm just gonna take about half a box. Now, if you're making this for like kids or your family, one of the things I like to suggest to do is to take them and break them in half. Makes the noodles a lot more manageable to eat. But for what I'm going for plating wise, this is what I want. So when I toss it in, I kind of get it to fan out so that my noodles don't decide to get stuck together. I think we need just a little bit more. Things I hate about pasta is I will always make too much. We had spaghetti today at work and I ended up, way more than what I needed. So I'm just gonna take my wooden spoon here. I'm gonna get that moving around so that way the noodles aren't sticking. So then, like I said, I'm gonna come back to all important. Man, is that tasty. So we're gonna take the flour and season it because my chicken is then going to get just kind of ran through there and then lightly fried in some olive oil in a pan. So, in my handy dandy spice drawer, I have a little bit of everything. Let's see. I don't know if you guys can, no? Well, let's try to just look through, I guess. So, take some parsley, definitely some garlic powder, garlic salt. This would be a good idea. You could just take a ranch packet. It's got plenty of flavor behind it. These are also great. I love that they come in so many different things. I'm really trying to think what I want this to taste like. And I'm trying to stick more to just garlic and onion. But as you can tell that this is super organized and I have no idea where my onion powder is. Huh. Cutscene. Somebody go to the store. Never mind, found it. Okay. Nobody can go to the store, it's just me here. So that, and then I've got some friends in low places. And then my favorite things in high places. Love pepper, goes into everything. So, don't forget your pasta. It's back here still talking to me. Okay, it's looking good. I can tell by feel with a spoon. I guess that happens after so long of cooking pasta. Again, always you can pull one out, test it. They say if it sticks to a wall that's good. I don't want mine to be overdone. The term we're looking for is al dente. For some of you that may want to learn terms. So I'm going to season, pepper. I really wish that I would make myself more prepared. Onion. Oh, there we go. This one. Easy. I feel like whenever they made me, this is kind of how it was. Except whenever they took off the cap for awesomeness, the whole thing just dumped right over. So, so like I said, just that little bit of seasoning in there, and then I'm going to mix it up. Fork. I guess, you know, if people are looking for measurements on this, you're probably at about a half a tablespoon to a little bit more of each. And I always get more flour than what I need because coming back to add more flour when your hands are covered in chicken is a pain in the butt. So I'm gonna spin you around here because my pasta is ready to come in. Perfect. Let's get the other pan set up, get you guys set up on the stove so that you can watch me go ahead and get this chicken ready. So make sure that at this moment you take a nice little break to have a sip of wine. And I'll meet you back on the stove. Okay, so you can see here, I have a pan. It's a little deeper pan, which is nice. You can finger for reference. Does that help? Don't touch the oil. It's getting hot. So I like the little bit deeper pans whenever I'm doing this because I want enough oil in there to cover the bottom. You can see there's like maybe 1/4 of an inch of oil in the bottom, and it's because I kind of want to like fry the chicken in this pan. So I've got a lower heat. My stove is right there about 3 and 5. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna wait till that gets hot, and then take our bowl, have this, because we're gonna bake our chicken for a little bit afterwards. So really the pan is to get that nice crispy outer crust on it, and then we throw them in the oven to finish them off so that we don't burn them. So when it comes to doing this, I don't have enough room. Obviously you're just gonna grab our thinly sliced chicken breast, throw it on in there, and that's it. I mean, just a nice light coating. Make sure that you get it all over. Wow, that breast is, you know, if I say that breast is a lot bigger than I thought, how many people are gonna chuckle at that? I mean, let's grow up a little. So from there, transfer it. My pan isn't quite ready, so I'm not gonna overload it because it's still gotta take a little bit to get warm. But you're gonna see that that'll start to bubble around the edges, and then we're gonna watch it come up the side. And once we see the brown on the bottom, we'll flip it, cook it on the other side for about 2 minutes. Then we'll lay it out on the tray, throw it in the oven. So I'll skip the boring part. I'll let you guys just sit here and watch, and we'll get back to it. Things I forgot to mention, again, my pasta's sitting over here. Every once in a while, just make sure you give it a little toss so it doesn't stick. You can just use some running cold water, kind of toss over it. Some people like to do olive oil, but since we're going to be using it right away, I'm not gonna toss it in olive oil because it just makes a mess in your sink and stuff. So I just keep throwing a little bit of cold water on it and give it a little quick toss so that it doesn't stick. As you can hear in the background, the chicken is doing its thing. You might see it in the time lapse there that I kind of move them a little bit. So as things are cooking, your pan is now developing a cold spot where you laid that. And then where it's open, you now have warmer spots. So that's why we kind of move it in the pan so that now you're hitting the hotter spots. So let's check out our angry sounding chicken. You can see we're nice, light golden brown. I'm gonna go ahead and flip it. I don't know where to sit these so they're not in the way. Like I said, I'm gonna give that about, I don't know, maybe a minute on that side. And then I have 2 more breasts that have to go in. And then we're gonna actually just take that pan and reuse it for the sauce. And the reason behind that is, I like that little bit of flour that's falling off the chicken. It'll help to thicken our sauce. And yes, I know that there's raw chicken in there, but we are cooking everything out of that. So you don't have to worry about getting sick because we're reaching well above the temperatures that we need. So obviously with that popping and cracking, I'll set you guys back up, let you watch the last 2 get finished, and then we'll start the sauce. Okay, so I realized how much like cooking chicken can you actually watch and think that it's cool. So I thought that there's a little grease on the lens that we could do another lesson because somebody drank all my wine, which is bullshit. So today I have never tried the Malbec from Cupcake, but I have had their Moscato, which is fantastic, and it sounds so white girl of me, and I'm sorry for that. But in case you have never opened up a bottle of wine, you have this handy dandy, wonderful bottle opener that has a knife in the back. This is not used to shank people after you're upset. What it is used for is to go around the top to cut the foil. Cut the foil, close your knife, take this, twist, 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 and then at this point, I don't know how well you can see that, what we're going to do is you tilt it back, take this side, tilt it down until we're touching the lip, and then this works as a pry bar to pull it right up out. And then pour yourself some. And decide to call Pizza Hut because we just burnt the chicken. I'm just kidding. I know that people might be thinking, what about the pan? Let's see, this is, I don't panic. It's still doing what it's supposed to back here. Keep getting this weird angle and then, there we go. So I'm gonna shut that off for now. I'm gonna throw those on the pan, throw the pan in the oven, and then, well, I might as well let you know. Oh, it smells good. It's got great earth tones. I've heard that once. I don't know. All wine tastes really good to me. Oh no, that's really good. It's nice and fruity, not too dry. Let me get back to what I'm doing. Oil. So, in the pan, you can see we have a little bit of oil. I don't want all of that, so I'm just gonna dump it in this bowl to let it sit. So I want that little bit because what I'm gonna do then, somebody got smart because I normally struggle with the garlic when it's one-handed. So I'm gonna take a tablespoon of garlic and toss that in there. And then I'm gonna turn the heat back on because I didn't. And we just wanna go nice and low on this because this is gonna be a sauce that we're gonna build. So I wanna get my garlic toasted, which I don't think gonna take much because the pan is still pretty hot. So like I said, the nice thing about that flour being in there, don't forget about your pasta, it's still pretty good, is it's gonna help this sauce thicken up. So, got the garlic, it's toasting. We're gonna go tomato. Okay, come on. Yep. Okay, got that. And then, oh, that's right. Have our lemon juice on standby. You can totally use fresh lemon for this. I would suggest using fresh lemon. I, unfortunately, as a chef, when I buy lemons, I buy like 6 because I'm like, oh, maybe I'll use them again. And then in 2 weeks, or all right, it's more like a month, whenever you go to get in that bottom drawer, and you're like, oh wow, look at this green lemon. Yeah. So I like to keep some of the easy fake stuff around just to make my life easier. So now these tomatoes are obviously going to release their juices. So I bumped this back up to about a 5. I mean, if you have gas, it's a lot easier. I'm doing the best I can with what I got. So you can see the tomatoes have already started to thicken. Not a problem. That's exactly what I'm looking for, is a nice thick sauce. So I'm gonna grab some parsley. Just gonna sprinkle that in. Let it cook. Pepper in here as well. Salt. Not too much salt because I'm not a huge salt person. I forgot to cut my butter. So what you want to do with your butter, because the way we're going to build the sauce, is you want to kind of cut it into chunks. So you can use little tablespoon marks if you want, or if you just want to cut it, it doesn't really matter because we're just going to melt it. Okay, there's that. Back to our sauce. So it's cooked out some of the water. At this point, I'm going to take about a tablespoon of lemon juice, and I'm going to let that cook for only about a minute. And you can see it's already starting to build a really nice sauce in the pan. This smells so good, you guys. I'm telling you, very nice, light summer dish. The chicken's got 4 minutes left, so it's doing its thing. So at this point, we're just bubbling along, but we're gonna go ahead and grab our butter. I do this without spilling it. I'm just gonna take one at a time. This is why I normally keep a towel on my shoulder, because it makes it easier. One at a time, we're gonna start emulsifying it into there. So butter is already emulsified, that's what makes it, you know, nice and hard this way. And whenever you're putting it into something, if you just throw it all in and boil the crap out of it, it's gonna break. But what I want it to do is make a nice, rich and hearty sauce. So I don't think I'm gonna need all of it, because as you can see, we're already getting a good bit here. But it's all coming together way better than I envisioned. Thank goodness for culinary training and instincts, I guess. I don't know, it just happens. See, I don't know. I'm liking, all right, we might go one more. Just melt it in. I'm actually gonna go ahead and kill that, because too high of heat will end up breaking the sauce, and we don't want that to happen either. So I'm gonna get this last little bit stirred in here. Man, that looks and smells so good. And we're just gonna grab our pasta, toss it in. I'm gonna try to do this. I don't need that much pasta, and it happened. I made too much again. right, guys, I'm gonna get that mixed up, and then we're gonna go ahead to plating. Right at the time, I'm telling you, timing, it's super simple when it comes to cooking. And we're gonna go ahead and plate this. Something that I've seen a lot of chefs do, and I have never been good at. Precision tongs. But what you can do is kind of pick some up, twist it. It's really hard one-handed. Okay, so what I do is I roll it, and when you bring it over, you set it down, it'll set up. So let's try that, even though I don't think it's gonna work out that well. But I like the way I'm going. Okay, not bad, not bad. It's laying out. My chicken. Want to set that on there. And then top it off with a little bit of parsley. And that is what I hope to be a fairly good meal. It is hot in this kitchen. It's a hot day out. I live in a tiny apartment. Don't mind the sweat. Anyway, guys, it is so great to be back. I really can't wait to do more of these. I hope that you all enjoyed yourselves. I hope you enjoyed this meal. I hope I enjoyed this meal. If not, we've cracked a fresh bottle and we'll just head that way. But as always, hope you all had a chef and good time. Take care and have a nice day.